Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning. It's that time, you know what I'm saying? We're about to get to another video of some, simple mechanic work. Today is going to be a Honda CRV. I think they from 2008 to 2012, around that body edition. So we're gonna be changing the front shocks. Front shocks today is the objective. And also I'll be doing the brakes on my Nissan / Infiniti EX37 crossover. Skyline crossover. But these are the tools I'm gonna be using. This is a stronger set. This is what I'm going to use to have the impact. So I'm going to use that big boy that can extend. You gotta have tools, man. If you don't got tools, you might not be able to get the job done. So it's going to be a great job on shock changes today. Alright, to get started, jack. You don't have a mechanic shop if you don't have a lift. If you have a lift, easy, of course. So I'm using this extended socket with a 19 socket piece on it to take the nuts off. Pause. That type of stuff. Nuts. You know what I'm saying? And then you take the wheel off. It's almost the same thing I do in the brake job that I explained on one of my last videos with the Nissan Tita. That once you take the wheels off, you can take apart the rest of the assembly for the shocks to the axle, and then you just let it hang. You don't let it hang too much because it could damage the cables, the brake wires, and all of that type of stuff. Alright, so I got my knee pads on. You know what I'm saying? No homo pause. Just took the broke apart broke the nuts. No homo again. Pause. I'm from New York, man. So it's gonna happen, man. When it don't sound right. Don't sound right. So this little cap, this place here, we just removed the rubber. It's a line on the rubber seal, so that way it could block off the water from falling into the engine bay. So you got a couple nuts right here. Everything is in reachable range. Once you got the tools, I got a bendable, I got an adjustable head. Pause again. So yeah. It's gonna work, man. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. So I'm gonna take the wheel off officially. I should have got the extended piece with this spoon, so that way I can just screw them. Make it much easier. Yeah, sorry about the camera work. Still in the rookie phase, so you're gonna have to bear witness to the growth. Of course, it's the Caribbean. It's hot as hell. It is no joke. But give it some time. I'm gonna probably build a, not really a mechanic shop, but a good working area. So that way, you know what I mean? Could be out of these sun rays. Beautiful sunshine, but take a lot out of you. So we're back to the job at hand. Once we take off that, I'm gonna show you guys the next step. Showed you what the cap was, so I'm going to show you the next step. You got it jacked up fully, so boom, stay tuned. Okay, back on the scene. Had to go and get a Corona. Gotta beat the heat. So what we're looking at here now is exactly how we're going to execute it. So the smart thing to do would be most likely to kind of get some of these things out the way, these little nimble things. So take that off so you can get a little more, how should I say, play. See if I can wiggle this out of the way. Hopefully this is nothing that's latched in, but let's see how I can get that off. Let's see if we can pull it out. Alright, so basically you're taking out these two. So of course from this side, taking this off. That to the side, and up top is where you're basically screwing out, but from right here. So it shouldn't be too hard of a job. Hopefully I don't have to drop this out. don't know if I got something that can take this off. I might. We'll find out from now before I get too ahead of myself. Okay. Back real quick. So I had a huge problem taking this bad boy out right here, which goes into this piece. So what I had to do, just in case you run into that problem, guys, I suggest you always keep one of these bad boys on deck. They're not hard to get. In America, maybe, I don't know, I'm pretty sure you could be able to get one in America. Here in the islands, the Chinese sell them. Sometimes they sell the nozzle piece, sometimes you have to go to a hardware store to get a specialized nozzle piece like this one. And fire it up. Get the bolts and the metal and all that stuff hot, so that way it's more easier to get the nut out. Don't forget to put a little lubricant on it as well, so that way it can sink through and do what it do. So I took off this from here. I took this piece from that piece right here out of there, and I slid this out of this little piece right here that's supposed to go back to it. Basically, chuck that in there. So basically, remove those things. I'm gonna get a piece of log or something real quick. Luckily, I got one of these to work with. And you kind of like rest that like about right there. You don't really want it to. You don't want this to have much range to drop. Should add another piece. I believe there's another piece as well. So basically, I got disconnected. So that way you can have some drop space on both sides with this as well. You need these two cables to be a little bit loose. I already broke apart, loosened them up. So my next step after loosening these up is to drop this down a little bit and then start working on the top. And we're gonna put the first strip with the spring in and hook it back up. Don't mind the hair's getting a little crazy. It's hot as hell out here. As you can see, I'm shining like a motherfucker, huh? That's that black skin with that beautiful sun. All right, so back to the business. So everything, most of the tools you're gonna need for this job is going to be what's this, a 12? A 12 is for this lug nut right here. That's what the 12 is for. Also, you're gonna need a 17. A 17 is for this bolt that came from here. That's gonna be a 17, and this is going to be a 12. Wait, 12? Yes. So a 12 millimeter, a 14, and for this part right here, this is a 22. This is a 19, because eventually, you're gonna have to put something here while you're trying to spin it off. This is just in case, of course, you don't have the impact. Tools make everything easy. You're supposed to know this by now, you know what I mean? So just wanted to give you all a quick little idea, so that way you know immediately once you're doing this job that all you have to do is have a 12 millimeter standby, 17, a 19, and well, the 19 I believe as well is for the tires, so for the bolts. So yeah, a 19 has been involved from since the beginning. Let's just make sure of that. Yep, 19 is involved. So a 19 to take the wheels off, a 19 to hold the back end of this, and you can do a little twist, but that's after you get the bolts loose. That's just to hurry up and get it off, so that way it's not like so much of a headache. But yeah, so stay tuned until I mount everything back up on this side, and then we're gonna get to the other side. And again, everything, when you're doing right to left or left to right, it's pretty much almost the same thing, depending on where you're going. It's not usually the same for engine components or some things, but when it comes to shocks, whatever you do for one side, you do for the other. Whatever you do for brakes as well, rotors, it's like the same thing. Like, these are the things that we should know, that we shouldn't be getting robbed for. And if we got the time, man, if we got an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and we got the know-how, you done revise a couple videos, or maybe you got somebody did a shot of you with it and just, you know, tell you, you missed a step, you know what I'm saying? Nah, do this and then do that. All right. You know what I mean? So always keep a intuitive mind and try to make sure that you're on top of your job, because these things is fairly easy, guys. You can't keep losing money to people that you might actually be smarter than. So just remember that. Alright guys, so always remember to, right, especially being like I was saying, that I had a little hard time getting that bolt off, and I had to heat it up. Sometimes this is from non-lubrication, sometimes this is because maybe somebody put the bolts on too tight, and there is, you know, no lubrication, no, you know, nothing to basically help restore the life of the screw or the nut parts. But you gotta clean your stuff, so it's always good to just always hit it with a nice little glass of WD-40. You know what I'm saying? Get some of that dirtiness off. This one is called Specialist White Lithium Grease, long lasting, so it claims. So it looks good, it lubricates good, you know what I'm saying? Once you get to clean it off, the little bit of gunk, it comes right off without a headache, without a problem. You know what I'm saying? Restoring the life to the metal. I want to keep saying pause, you know? That's shiny that way, you know? I guess do the same thing for the actual lug nut piece. And let's see how it comes out as well. Shiny. So these are like fairly brand new type, you know? Just got a little grease on them. That's okay. As long as the majority of it is cleaned off, you're good to go. You just keep them on the side and just make sure that they still got a little level of lube on them. And they good, man. They good. They good to go. Okay. So we got the lug nuts off. Probably gonna hit this with a little WD-40 on the inside of this as well, just to get it cleaned up, get it looking good. And then we're gonna move on to the top real quick and get it going, man. Get it going. We gotta get it going. So just a little something. Nothing crazy. I mean, because these parts will get dirty again, but metal on metal. And what we're trying to do is just preserve the metal. That's it. A lot of people also don't know that WD-40 plastic is not really friends, so try to weigh down some of the areas that get excessively hit by the WD-40. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that quick ride at the plastics or the rubbers. The hard rubbers will survive more than the soft ones, but yeah, always try to keep that in mind. All right. So the next step now is we're going up top and we're going to disassemble the strut from the top, bring it down and put in a new one. And we're going to see how easy that is. All right, so I'm using a 14 to get these ones loose, but for some reason the new struts, they're going to be 15s. Let me see if I really have it right here. It's going to be a 15. I guess maybe, you know, they send stronger, you know, bolts and stronger, things that screw it on, the nuts, parts. But yeah, so I'm breaking them apart now. I already showed you I got most of the assembly off, so all I gotta do is just screw this out, drop this, slide that one in, and just reverse the steps, which is not hard, as we can see. We are already in full motion, so good to go. Okay, so for this bolt over here in the corner, I forgot to add as well. You might want to put your windshield wiper on and just turn it on and turn it off real quick so it can freeze in this position, so you can get to this bolt. Or what you can do is you can do the same thing, but still get one of these that has the adjustable head. This is the mini one to the big one, and you can also get some leverage on it as well. So it's a cool tool to have, man. It's a good tool to have. So yeah, all I'm doing now is just taking out these bolts, and that suspension strut will drop. I'm glad that they gave new bolts, because I'm pretty sure these ones and those ones are not gonna match up. That one there. How to read, you know how to write, you know how to add and subtract, then it shouldn't be a problem. This one's still a little snug. Alright, there we go. Don't act shy. You get loose, baby. Get loose. Alright. Getting there. As you can see, it's almost break time. Breakfast of Champions of the day in the Caribbean. So we have the strut out, disassembled, and all of that bad boy stuff. Everything is out. Those are the lug nuts right there. So as you can see, we are on the way to Island Boy, Island Man, Rico Mechanics. Island Mechanics, Island Boy, Rico, whichever one. Alright, I believe this is the champion of champions right here. This is how you always do your lineup. Make sure you put your parts next to put the new one next to the old one. So as you can see, everything lines up with the old. You know what I mean? Maybe slightly different design, but you know, same shit. It's same. Yeah, man. It's the same thing. So yeah, back to the project. Island hands you lemonades while you're trying to do some mechanic work on the outside. Some coconut trees, cotton flower tree, beautiful tree, man. Coconut. Yeah, it's raining now, man. Messing up my whole schedule program, but got another program. Viewer discretion advised, but this is a West Indian channel. Yeah, man, this is a West Indian channel, so you know you have to burn up the grid. What that is, that's called wacky fadaki. You might not be able to say the word. You know, it's gonna be on YouTube. So you know what I mean? We gotta get it in. You know what I'm saying? Tobacco is legal, so I believe wacky tobacco is legal too. What are we gonna call it? See, I'm sweating, I'm wet from the rain. I need a tropical depression. Okay, back. Real quick, that's the assembly. This is how it looks when everything is on properly, back on installed. As you can see, it looks like how it looked when it came original. Everything is tightened. Rain came down. As you can see, the car's a little bit wet now, but in Anguilla the sun is very hot, so shit won't stick around for too long. Tire back on, but the rim back on with the tire, of course. That's the mechanic shit that we talking about. It like creek, right? Yeah, that's scary shit that mechanics be worrying about when they use jacks. Anyway, so back at it. Alright, so same thing for this side. As you can see, nothing looks like it. This looks like the opposite of the outside. So all you gotta do is take out, like I said, this bolt. This right here should be a 12 millimeter. This is going to be a 17, and this is going to be a 22. 19 on this side to hold it stiff after a while to get the full bolt out. And yeah, that's it, man. So I'm gonna show you the finished project. As you can see, left side completed, everything mounted up. Wheels on. Alright guys, so thank you very much for staying tuned to that video with the CRV, the Honda CRV. I think it's 2008 today, maybe 2012 or something like that. Either which way, you could Google it, you know what it looks like. You can fix yourself up from there, but thank you very much guys for tuning in. Don't know if anybody's gonna be tuning in yet, but just gotta say thank you very much if you did watch it. So yeah, just now we'll be right back with some Island Mechanics. This is your boy Rico. Yeah, so just stay blessed, never stress, always use your brain, man. You can do it for yourself. Keep that in mind always. Stay blessed, guys.